What's up, cooking peeps? Today we're going to do a full product test and review of the Cuisinart Stand Mixer. Now, we've done a review on the previous model of the Cuisinart, but they came out with this new model, and at first I kind of resisted, saying I wasn't going to get one, but you know me, I got one, right? So today we are going to try this baby out by whipping cream, making cookies, and making bread dough so we can get a general idea of how this mixer performs. So join me. Let's do a review of the Cuisinart Stand Mixer. So we're going to look at this stand mixer like we've done all the other ones. First, we're going to look at the overall look and feel of the mixer. That's the fit, the finish, how I kind of feel that this mixer is from a kind of a user perspective, how I like it, right? We're also going to be using the whisk to do whipped cream. We're going to be using the paddle to do some cookies. And we're going to use the dough hook to make some bread dough. So the overall look and feel. So when this mixer first came out, I was like, Cuisinart, what are you doing? I really like the old model. It reminded me of a Kenwood. It kind of looked like a Kenwood, and at times I felt like maybe Kenwood made that model. But when they came out with this, the first thing I looked at it, I was like, this looks like some kind of Star Wars creature, right?
Like a cartoon character.
Yeah, it's really strange. It has these big round circles here. I don't know what that is. It looks like partially it might be where the fan blows out, because there's a little holes right here. I don't know if it makes it easier for them to work on. I don't know. But my first reaction to the overall look was, man, that thing is ugly, right? I do like this robin's egg color. It comes in a limited number of colors, like usually Cuisinart has. I do like this robin eggs color. That's why I got this one. It does have a hub on the front. This comes off fairly easy. The only issue with this is completely plastic, this cover here. So I don't know if I like that. I could see myself breaking this along the way. I don't know about this. So this is a 500 watt mixer. It is a 5.5 quart. I usually don't make that big a deal on the watts, because the watts, sometimes something could be really high watts and it performs miserably. And something's low watts and it performs great. So I just, take that for what it is. It's got the bowl here that has a handle, which is really nice. I like that. And it comes with a pour shield, but I don't really use that. So we're going to be using the whip. So let's listen to what it sounds like. It does have a spring on here, so that's nice. Ooh. So let's hear what this sounds like. Has a little light there. When I've ran this before, it's an amazingly quiet mixer. This thing is plastic here, I think, which isn't great. Looks pretty solid. I mean, I give them a lot of credit because it's a really smooth sounding mixer, and it seems like it's kind of enjoyable to use. So what do I give for its overall look and feel? I like it. I think it's nice and smooth. The motor sounds great. It's also a little strange looking for me. These look like big, ears on the side or something. I don't know. They look like this. I could probably do without those. I think those are kind of weird looking.
So, dumb question. If it wasn't for the donkey ears, would it get an A? For its price and
size?
In size.
I would probably give it an A minus. I don't like this, and I don't like this plastic here.
So take a part of a grade off because either you don't like the excessive plasticness, or does that put it into a price point because it's plastic?
It's possible.
That's a half a grade right there.
You know, everybody's going to judge that differently. This does come on and off pretty good. They have some attachments that goes to this, so that's pretty cool.
Your attachments over there are coated on what? 1, 2, but not the third.
This is coated.
That's coated. So is your hook, but not the whisk.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the top of the whisk is burnished, which is typical.
That's typical.
I give it a B plus. The farm is friendly. It's friendly farms, right? So let's see what this Cuisinart can do. First thing we have is some heavy whipping cream. I have a pint. So we chilled both the bowl and the whip, or the whisk. We're going to put our pint of heavy cream in here. Let's see what this Cuisinart has for us, right? Starting to look like whipped cream. I'm going to put some powdered sugar in here. And a spot of vanilla. Vanilla in your whipped cream will kind of turn it a little darker than if you don't use it.
How we doing, Boobs? Is it stiff? Here, let's do a taste test.
Do we have to do our traditional
We gotta do the traditional
taste test,
and hopefully you'll, get the spatula, in the hole, Boo, right?
Get the whipped cream in the mouth.
Of the stuff that I can actually taste, it tastes pretty skippy.
I gotta clean my spatula.
Is there a grade for the
It gets
mixer operator?
It gets an A. Santa.
I assume you're not taking any drawing classes and stuff, painting classes, right?
I would get an A with that.
Oh, you would?
Mm-hmm. The mixer gets an A.
It took about 70 seconds for it to get the soft peaks, and not even 15 seconds more to get the other stuff. So total time was under a minute and a half. So I would say it did good.
Okay, it's time for some cookies with the pad on them. We're making snickerdoodles today. A lot of times I make peanut butter, but we're out of peanut butter, so.
Oh no!
There you go. Some is on the way.
Dang those hoarders.
We got butter. So we're going to cream the butter and sugar. So some of the things that I look at is, can this mixer really incorporate that butter and sugar and get us to a nice, light, fluffy consistency. So one of the things I can see is this is not really coming quite close enough to the edge of the bowl, because look at that sitting there. That's a chunk of butter. So there could be better clearance between the bowl, between the beater and the bowl.
How does it compare against the average beater that's not a scraper beater? Is it average in that sense, or is it worse?
I don't know. I'll let you know here in a minute. We're going to let this go about 3 minutes. So just to tilt the mixer over a little bit, I have a lot of just stuck on the edge sort of action on here. We have a lot of that going on again. Look at that. We have just, holy cow, okay.
So if you disregard all the butter that's not getting incorporated, how's it look? Hey, it's pale. It looks pretty.
No, it's not supposed to do this. All this stuff, the paddle is not touching.
Okay, how about the butter stuck to the paddle? Is that getting incorporated?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got like way too much of that going on. So here's my eggs up in here. Let me scrape this again.
So are you saying that's an example of not very good creaming action?
Yeah. Okay, let's get a little bit of scrape action going on here. Okay, so for our dry ingredients, we have flour, baking powder, and salt. Stir that up a little bit. Put some vanilla in here. See how it does with the flour.
Flour power, baby.
Oop. Okay, so putting the flour in, I think it had decent power. It's a lot stuck in this thing here.
It seemed well behaved, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. I really didn't like the creaming at the beginning. I really think that the bowl, there was just a little bit too much clearance between the paddle and the sides of the bowl. So you got this like smashed stuff, like all the butter and sugar is just smashed and it's sort of twirling around the top of it. It did an otherwise a pretty good job, but I think on the basic creaming, I was disappointed in that. So I'm going to give it a B+. So the true test is bread dough. Got a bread hook on here. I'm going to put some water in here. This is warm water, courtesy of my boo. That's E-Boo. E-Boo. And we got some instant yeast and some sugar. And
You're not going to proof it, are you?
oil. No, we're not proofing anything. That was salt, mind you. I put them in the wrong order. Okay, let's get going because I put the salt in.
Oh, no.
It won't matter. Little bit of bread flour. Or a lot of bread flour. This is 6 cups, so we'll see how many we're gonna need.
Hey, we don't have time to mess around on this show. You either do 6 cups or you go home, right? Put up or shut up.
Sure. Right now I have this on 3.
This ain't smooth.
It is.
This is also a 12-speed mixer, so what's 3 the equivalent of?
I don't know. I'm sort of seeing the same issue with the dough hook. Look at how it's not, the space between the wall and the dough hook is too short, and it's not grabbing the ingredients.
Well, give it more time, David.
It shouldn't be doing that.
You got more flour to put in there, right?
Yeah, but it's not taking up the flour that's in there. I'm telling you, every single mixer I've ever used, and I've used a lot of them, there's always something. I tell everybody, there's always something.
Are you saying that's why you can't just look at it for looks only?
Yeah.
You actually turn the key on and see if it works?
So we'll let this go and see how it does. It's going, it's been going a couple minutes. I kind of feel like it's doing a lot of just spinning around on the hook. I think it's just going around in circles. I'm not a big fan on the shape of the hook. I think that's the one issue. The shape of the hook is, I don't know, it could be better. So, my opinion of the mixer. On the dough, my biggest thing is I don't really particularly care personally for the kneading action. I feel like it kind of spun the dough around. I really think the shape of the dough hook is not that great. A lot of people really like this mixer. And so, I'm not saying that just because...
But one thing we noticed, though, it doesn't smell like yeast in this kitchen.
Yeah. Like, I let this go for a good 6-8 minutes at least, maybe 10. And when I like to grab dough, I get a lot of stretchiness. And it's hard to see that on the camera, but you see that?
It's tearing.
Yeah. It's not developed. In my book, it's not developed. After a good...
Well, if you let it go 15 or 20 minutes, would it then do it?
Possibly. It's just not developed like the way I like it. A lot of people could disagree with me. You can do no knead bread, so you don't necessarily need to knead it a ton. But when I pull something out of a stand mixer, I like some really nice elasticity to the dough. I like to be able to pull it and get stretch Armstrong, and I don't get this action. I mean, I'm pulling it quite a bit, and it is still a little on the sticky side, but I think when I pull it, see how I get that, it's just not there. It's just not there for me. That's my personal opinion. My grade on the dough is a B. So my feelings about the Cuisinart. The overall look and feel, I gave it a B+, just because I really don't like a little bit of the styling on it. I don't really particularly care for, I think, this plastic handle and the plastic on the front. I just gave it a B+ on that. The whipped cream, I thought it did a great job. I gave it an A. The cookies, I think there was an issue with creaming. I really thought that the paddle didn't quite have the narrow clearance against the edges of the bowls. And a lot of times it just threw all of that along the sides. So you had this reverse cone in there, and it was just constantly doing that. I had to scrape it a lot. And I just really feel like that the paddle is not matched as well to the bowl as it could be. Now we get to the dough. So I know a lot of people like this mixer. It gets good reviews, and I can understand why people feel that way because it's a nice smooth mixer. It has a lot of power. I never felt that it was under power for the job I was doing. It always was smooth. It didn't get hot. None of that stuff. I think for me, the biggest thing is I don't necessarily like how this dough hook developed the dough. I think that there's mixers out there that do a better job at that. Some people could have a difference of opinion from me on that, but I can tell you this. After talking to Eric, I always thought we were 6 or 8 minutes. He said we were over 10 minutes of kneading. And I really feel like I didn't get the smell that I'm used to out of dough as it's kneading and it's starting to develop. I start getting a yeasty, I can't explain it. It's just, wow, there's dough mixing, right? Because I can smell that. Also, when just the feel of the dough, it feels okay. To me, it just kind of feels a little underdeveloped.
It looks grainy.
Yeah, I don't get this really nice stretch to it. When I stretch it, I get this breakage, and that just tells me that it's a little sticky. I don't want this to be overly stiff, but I just think this is just, the gluten is not developed. So when I pull it, it's not like springing back. It's just, it's not developed. I think after 10 minutes it should be. So my personal opinion on the bread, I gave it a B. Overall, I'm giving this mixer B. I think it's a B mixer. I think there are a lot of people that will like it. It's smooth. It'll do the job. You can have a lot of fun with it. For me personally, because I think my bread baking sort of is more at a medium or slightly above medium skill level. I think that in terms of bread making, I would feel the limitations in this. If you're a new bread baker, you don't make it that often, you probably won't experience that limitation, or you won't notice that limitation. For me, I notice it, and I would not use this mixer for bread, but that's my personal opinion. You can take that, for what that's worth. But anyway, Amy Learns to Cook officially gives the Cuisinart Stand Mixer a B. If you like this video, please subscribe below. Join me on my journey to become a better cook, and hit that bell so you'll get notified of our uploads. Also, you can catch me out on my website. You can get all my recipes, amylearnstocook.com, and you can catch me on social media at facebook.com/groups/Amy Learns to Cook. If you love stand mixers, come on into our group, because we talk about that all day long, right? You can also catch me on Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook, and on Instagram, I'm at Cooking with Amy.
You're not going to bring up the HL6s, they're almost sold out. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, they're gone.
Gone. Kind of like yeast and sugar at the stores. Gone.
Yep.
Whipped cream put to good use, right? My cappuccino, macchiato, whatever, not a grande. Thank you, Bill.